take to be on top to win this week?
Honestly, I think it's going to take a lot of communication by us. We got to be on the same page offensively. We got to make sure we're playing with the right effort and energy as well. Anytime it's a divisional game, you know they're going to bring their best game, and we have to do the same.
And we know it gets nasty too.
Just a
Talk
little
about
bit.
just the emotions of this game.
Yeah, there's always a lot of emotions. Again, a divisional game, right? Like, there's no love lost between between each team, and I feel like that's how you want it. Like anytime, at least like for me growing up, anytime I watch divisional football games, like those are always like the most competitive, and especially how the year is going to be ending. Like we have 4 of our last 5 games against divisional opponents, and I think that's how you would want it. You know?
Do you worry about cheap shots in a game like this? I mean,
No, that's not something that you worry about. I mean, like you have some guys that like to take some cheap shots, but if it happens, then it kind of happens and you deal with it as it comes. But you never really going in anticipating guys to do anything dirty. You got to play your game and let everyone do the same.
You with Mike and J Mac out there, just what kind of morale boost to those two give this offense when they're at least limited out there?
Yeah, I mean, we know what kind of playmakers they are. Obviously, Mike is one of the best players of all time, right? And then J Mac, he's a young guy, but he's shown incredible promise for us, and we know what kind of player that he is as well. So, I think anytime we're able to have the full room together, I think it's going to be like pretty sweet. But just like anything else, like, you can't really control how fast things move for guys.
And then for McMillan to come back from something so serious like a fractured vertebrae
Yeah.
at such a young age in his career, what was it like just watching him fight back from this to make it back by the end of the season?
I mean, it's really awesome, man. And also just a testament to him and how he approaches rehab and just giving himself time to heal. Anything involving the neck is always really scary, man. Like it's a violent game that we play, and you just never really know how things will impact guys long term. But seeing him walking around and moving around really good, and seeing how healthy he is really good for us all. See.
Chris, nobody's more mentally tough than you with the injuries you've come back from and the way you've done it. But no one also does it by themselves. I know you have
Yeah.
a pretty good partner at home. Just how does that feel? How was that journey back? And you have to get back down to the bottom of the mountain again.
Yeah.
And climb. What was that like?
Well, first, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I've been through this a couple of times. And to your point, I've been very fortunate to have a ton of people in my corner. Most notably my wife Mariah, right? And she's seen the thick of the dark of it. When I've been at my lowest, and obviously when I've been at my highest as well. She's been an incredible rock for me to support me throughout the entire thing. And just taking everything off my plate that I don't really need, right? She takes care of everything at home, but also like supports me in a ton of ways. So I couldn't be more thankful for her, and also like, just all the other people that I have in my corner.
what would you say percentage-wise you feel right now? I mean, we've seen you breaking tackles and running away from people in the past, and we saw it in this past game.
Yeah.
How close are you?
I don't know if I would necessarily be able to put a percentage on it, but I'm definitely I'm getting a lot closer to what I normally expect from myself. It's turns out it's really tough to play at a high level in the NFL, right? And I think that like I think people that sometimes can go like past people sometimes because they see everyone out there doing it, but we're all the best in the world at what we do, and in order to be able to play at an elite level, it takes a ton of time, it takes a ton of work, and a ton of focus. So rebuilding yourself and bring yourself back towards that level, I just gotta be patient with myself, and I've learned that multiple times now, and it's always new lessons to be learned. So for me, it's just understanding where I'm at and just continuing to work to where I want to be at and beyond that.
Chris, you played 2 games and then the fibula popped up again. Was it a different injury, an aggravation of the same? Like, what was?
It was a different injury, but I mean it's like the first injury impacts the next one, right? Like it makes things a little bit more vulnerable. It was unfortunate, but we don't really control the things that life throws at us. We can only really control our response to it, and I take a lot of pride in being able to do that, even though it's not easy at times.
Tristan was talking about it after the game. He said you specifically have no idea how you've done this twice and how hard it is in isolation to be away from the team.
Yeah.
Can you put that into words, like how difficult it is, especially to do it twice? And there
Yeah.
are points where you just go, man, I'm not sure I want to go through this again.
Yeah, I mean, there are very low points, right? Like, and to what Tristan was saying, you are very, very alone. Like, it's a lonely spot doing rehabs. And I think the reality of it is nobody can do the rehab for you, right? Like, they can encourage you, They can support you as much as they want to, but at the end of the day, it has to be you that puts the work in, and it directly translates to how fast you come back and like how well you recover, but also the mental space that you're in. And if you don't have the right people around you to support you to help you in your mental space, it can be even tougher. But again, it's just you got to take it one day at a time. And fortunately or unfortunately, right, I've been through this a couple of times, so I kind of like understood what I was getting into, even though each rehab is very different. And again, I think the biggest thing I've taken from it is my overall sense of gratitude. Like every time it goes up, this is an incredible privilege to play in the NFL. It's something I worked my entire life to be able to get to this point. And I'm fortunate that I've gotten to do it at a high level, and that's all I'm focused on is getting back to that high level, being able to be around the guys, being able to impact my team in a positive way. This is what I want to do the most.
Chris, who is Penn State going to hire as their next head coach?
Man, I've been getting that question a lot, and I wish I knew. Hopefully somebody good, man. Like it's getting a little shaky right now. You know, like you never really know how it's going to turn out, but I guess you got to trust the people that are in charge of that search. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one, man.
Digesting the tape of this last one, where's this offensive line at, just in terms of getting back to where you want it to be?
Yeah, I thought we did some pretty good stuff on Sunday. The Cardinals are like a very, not a ton, I guess if like, you know, teams around the NFL know this, but like the Cardinals, like with what they do with Buda Baker, who's a stud, it's a hard defense to game plan for. Like communication is vital. Like their third down looks are exotic, and you know, they get to him on second and long, and so you know that was not an easy game. You know, I know their record. They haven't won many games, but like they're a good defense, and like that their scheme is well put together. So that was a big mental challenge for us, and I thought like we executed pretty well in the most part. I thought we had some good blocks, had some great run plays. Obviously, would have liked to see a little bit more, but for the most part, you know, I think a couple of the penalties we need to clean up. You know, just cadence things and stuff like that. But I thought overall we did a solid job.
Graham, what's it mean to you, Jalen McMillan returning in practice?
Yeah.
You guys know better than anyone. You guys are a play away from a catastrophic injury.
Yeah.
He might have been an inch away from a catastrophic injury.
Yeah.
What's that mean when you see him back on the practice field?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, just like that he is healthy. You know, and that everything is healing properly. It's great to see that. You know, that can be pretty discouraging going down in a preseason game like that and missing so much time. So just happy to see him moving around again. I'm not sure on like his timetable or anything, but just happy he's healthy and back out there and you know, being around the team more and stuff like that.
I mean, you didn't get to be eligible when you were a tackle this past time, but the thick six.
Yeah.
And then the lift.
Yeah.
Just describe just what that whole
Yeah.
series was like.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't a tackle because I probably would have clanked it off both my hands like that. So I'm glad it went to Tristan. I'm good. I'll just stay there in the middle. But no, it was fun. I don't know. We like didn't really have anything planned. Like honestly, to be totally honest, I didn't think it would ever get called. I was like, we practiced it once or twice. I'm like, yeah, right. You know. So and then it gets called. I'm like, all right, here we go. And you know, he makes a great catch and like I said, we didn't have anything set in stone, so I don't know. I just ran over and I was like, jump, like, you know, I'll lift you like a receiver, and it worked out. And we got a great picture out of it. You know, Ben Bredesen was like, you knew what you were doing. I really didn't. I just, you know, I don't know. I just reacted that way, and we had a good time with it, and so glad it worked out.
He can get off the ground because that would have been a dirty dancing impossibility, right?
Yeah. I'm glad my low back's still in one piece. My elbows, you know. Yeah, I appreciate that. You got to use the physics, you know, the momentum of them. But no, it was good. It was fun.
Graham, what was it like having Bucky Irving back in the mix for you guys? What does he do for your offense moving forward overall?
Yeah, Bucky's a massive add because you just – like, I think going even back to 2024, like, you know, statistically having so much success in the run game, you know, just being, like, revered as one of those O-lines, but it's like you – and I think we did a great job, you know, not taking away anything from us, but, like, you look at some of those plays, like, you know, we didn't always – someone might have missed a block, you know, or we didn't have it all blocked correctly, but Bucky, you know, makes a couple moves and he's gone, you know, and so, like – having a guy like that who can just bail you out like that and make a few guys miss, you never know when he's going to take one, 30, 40 yards, and it can be any run-of-the-mill play where he does that. So I think just having that, dynamic is really awesome. And so we're super happy to have him back. Thought he did a lot of great things on Sunday. Thought we could have helped him a little more on certain plays, but, just happy to see him out there flying around again.
What's it like when you're blocking for him and he's had a few of these where he'll turn left and then he'll suddenly, try and go all the way back around?
Yeah.
As a lineman, when you're run blocking, what's a play like that like?
We just always say, like, you got to strain through the whistle. You don't, until you hear a whistle, you don't know where Bucky is or what he's doing. So just find a hat, block someone, and just pray that your block is helping him and not throwing someone right into him because you don't really know where he is, So that's kind of just the mindset there, is just find a defender and get on him when plays kind of break down like that. So
All right, thank you guys. Thank you.
appreciate it. No problem.
Obviously, the situational punting Sunday was just great. Which one is it especially about the last punt, just knowing that they had a chance and how much it meant to be able to pin it like you did?
Yeah, big part of the game just inside the 2 minute there. Tried to grab as much field position as we could. Dortch is a really solid returner, and I think above all we covered really well.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
When you're going through a game like that and you know that you are playing such a big factor, does that weigh on your mind at all?
No, I mean, we've got a job to do, and the game doesn't really change that. We try to do our best every week and try to help our team win and secure as much field position as we can. So.
Probably from like an execution standpoint, from a punt, I think Cam even had one Sunday where I think he caught the punt.
Yeah.
Was this as good a game as you guys had for that?
Yeah, Cam played really well. Josh did as well. I mean, I can go down the list. Our gunners played really well, and the punt play is such a unique play, and there's a lot of statistics around it, but it's a unit deal. I only take care of one part of it, and you can punt the ball as good as you want, but if you don't make tackles or down the ball, then it's worthless. So, like I said, I think we played as a unit really well, and just got to keep stacking days like that going forward.
Riley, early in the season you said every day punting is the same and every day punting is different, but what differences have you taken in approaching like just punting the football? Yeah,
just staying within yourself. Sometimes you try to do a little too much, or try to go for the superhero shots when really this game just calls on you to do your best and put your team in the best position to secure field position. And especially in this stadium, there's wind. There's a lot of factors going into playing how much you really want to bite off on each play and how much you're capable of, and also taking what it gives you at certain times. And it takes a little bit of patience, but I'm learning as well. So.
Anything else?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.